Hello Aries, thank you for joining me here. I'm going to dive right into the Modern Witch Tarot, and I also have How to Read Tea Leaves as my Oracle card deck today, so it's kind of unique. But as I was kind of pre-shuffling a little bit, I got out Everything is Fine, and I think this card actually comes up twice in this deck, and it's basically the Ten of Swords. So in the upright, this woman's got like her phone, she's scrolling, she's feeling kind of depressed about, what's going on, and she's in denial, like everything's fine. And so that's past energy. And the reason it's past energy is because this is in reverse. So whatever you went through recently sucked, but you're coming out of it. Like you're actually doing fine. So tell me more. I don't know if we need to necessarily dive into the problems of the past. Ooh, okay. So I think we're just going to move into the future here, which is basically you following your gut. You're following your passion, you're following your inspiration. You're not caught up in any sort of illusion, or if there was a communication issue before, that's no longer something you're dealing with. Actually, there's this little black creature coming out of the water here, and they've got their backs turned and they're walking towards something else, and it doesn't really seem like they're concerned about this. It's like they're leaving behind the icky stuff in the water sort of thing. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is the divine support. This is something absolutely amazing for you. Absolutely gorgeous. And it could be in finance. So I want to know more about this Ace of Pentacles, because you're trusting your gut and you're going to make a lot of money. Oh my gosh, Ten of Pentacles. You're going to have a happy family. You're going to be making money. I mean, this is just it. What else do we got here? Wheel of Fortune. Wow, luck, surrender, destiny, fate. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing for you. And not only is it amazing, it's like, it's going to get even better too, because you're kind of this impression of like, there's still like reminders of like what happened, but there's so much potential standing behind you. So even in front of you, you can see the hope now, and even more behind you that you can't even see yet is waiting for you. You just got to keep stepping towards a new path. Don't fall back into old ways. Keep moving forward. Keep leaving the things behind, right? These little waters here. Leave these waters behind that don't have things that serve you, so that you can move into the Ace of Pentacles, so that you can move into the Ten of Pentacles. Amazing family abundance cards. Absolutely wonderful. So part of me, just to keep the reading going, because it's like so optimistic. Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here as I'm about to shuffle. Part of me wants to kind of dig into the nitty-gritty of the past, but also part of me just really doesn't, because you're finally not dealing with that. So I really don't want to dwell on it. I think we just need to keep rolling with the positivity. Something else that I did prior to the reading is I pulled a couple bracelets that I have. This one's called Howlite. So I like to grab these things that kind of like can tie all the meanings together with things, and maybe, crystals that you could wear, or intention you can set. Like, I kind of just went through my incense just now too and looked at, what all of them were and what they're good for. So that's kind of what I did here with the bracelets. So drop in the comments if you enjoy this, by the way. Rhodonite, the stone of patience and balance. Wow, even the Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So definitely something about balance here. Rhodonite relates strongly to compassion and love. It can bring comfort and reduce stress. It can help the wearer calm down and win good luck. Yeah, good luck with that Wheel of Fortune. It can transform and release negative energy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then the Howlite was calming and spiritually supportive. That can aid in emotional healing, enhance awareness, and promote a sense of tranquility. So it's kind of for your spiritual self, the one that's like, still going through the healing process of moving into this new timeline. And then the final daily magic card that I have here is frankincense. So maybe Google frankincense and see what that might relate for you and what you're going through. But frankincense rides the links of lineage, connecting you to your past's past. Breathe in the fragrance of the essential oil or smoke from the resin. Allow your lineage to come alive. So this is a lot about like releasing old energy, but at the same time, it's like, there's been such a healing with where you came from, but there's still, you still have to nurture where you're going, and where you're going is loving compassion. And so you have to still love the things of the past and what brought you to where you are in order to have a healthy energy moving into the future. Three of Wands. Again, there's just so much moving forward cards here about just stepping forward, stepping forward. Eight of Wands, stepping forward fast. No looking back. There's no point to look back at all. Because where you came from was cold. Out in the cold, it wasn't giving you anything. Well, if it was, it wasn't worth it, right? Three of Wands, yeah, this was just more of that moving away card. Let's go ahead and see, since you're moving in quickly, let's grab a card from this How to Read Tea Leaves and see if we can't find an interesting, unique message from this deck to kind of get more specific for whoever's reading this is. We've got change, dice. This is the imagery you might see if you're looking at tea leaves, looking at change and dice. So let's see if I can find some of this in this little book here. Dice. Dice represent dramatic changes to our environment. Yeah, you're leaving old stuff behind for sure. Usually the result of our actions. Sometimes you need to just roll the dice and hope for the best. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know if you're super clear on what it is that you're moving into, but I don't think it really matters. Because you've got this Wheel of Fortune on your side. You're like, I trust the universe to move me into what's a better timeline for me. Yeah. Very, very cool. Change and door. Doors represent a change of circumstance. An open door signifies having the opportunity to make a beneficial change in your life. There are no obstacles in your way. This path is yours if you choose it. Wow. I mean, I don't think you've ever been so clear that this is the best path for you. Success key. Yeah. The key to your success is really letting go of the old and embracing the new, but then also still having love for the past because it got you to where you are. When you see a key in the tea leaves, it represents holding the key to success. Yeah, doors have been, may have been closed, so back to the doors, obstacles. We've got omens, shark, and we've got success bee. So we've got another success symbol. That's absolutely gorgeous. Let's see if we can find the bee. Bees typically symbolize being a hard worker and part of a well-functioning team in the workplace, saying focus on a specific task, creative spirit, make sure your talents are being fully utilized. So that's a really interesting one that someone may need to hear. Omens. Last one here for the shark. Seeing a shark in the tea leaves can represent being surrounded by enemies or those who do not have your best interest in mind. So if this is you kind of going back and thinking, are you going to try to re-nurture connections that didn't serve you? This is just a reminder. It's like, if they don't have your best interest in mind, or if they're just going down a different path, just release it to the universe, right? Sharks also remind you to trust your instincts and fight back when needed. If you plan on making a big move or have come up with $1 million idea, keep it to yourself until all the details are in place. Very interesting advice there. Yeah, this is about you right now. This is about you and your greatest happiness and what's going to bring you financial balance. I'm not thinking that you were maybe you were having issues in the finances before, but this, no longer. No longer will that be an issue. That is, you're getting major support from the divine by choosing yourself with this and moving away from old patterns that don't serve you. And even if you're unclear as to where it's going with that Wheel of Fortune and the change, you're trusting the divine. You're trusting the universe, you're trusting God. You're just like, you know what? I believed you when you said this other thing wasn't for me, and now I'm ready for you to bring into my life what is for me. I hope you enjoyed that. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time.